Friday, Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, and I just wanted to jump on and talk with y'all for a couple minutes. At the time that I'm making this, I'm recording it live. So you might come back later and you might see it. So first off, drop a like and a comment, or don't. But anyways, tomorrow, which will be Saturday, I'm going to be dropping another piece of content, basically about why you're being unsuccessful. So make sure you go and watch that. And if you're looking at this at a later date and time, go take a look at it. Why are you not being successful? And I kind of dive deep into it, guys. So now, guys, also, I'm doing this from my van. You can peep the stuff back here that my wife had me bring back from Missouri. So I'm still in the process of getting some better lighting, and I'm also getting some better backdrops. But none of that really matters. So I put on here, I believe that success is a daily thing. It's a daily grind. And really why that is something that I wanted to talk about is I am a manager, sales manager, in you can probably hear my air, in a heating and air company. So I kind of started off in the heating and air company as a laborer. So what that means is that I would install the brand new central heating and air equipment whenever someone decided to upgrade their system. So I would rip out their furnace and their coil, which, and if it was electric, it'd be an air handler, but none of that matters. So I started that. Within 2 weeks, I said, hey, listen, I know it might take a little bit, like a year, 2 years, but I would love to learn how to be a tech so I can maybe even sell a little bit, because that was their model. The installers would install the new equipment. The techs would diagnose what is wrong and then try to upsell. They said, okay, it might take a year or 2 years, but that's fine. Work your way up to it, learn it. I was down for it. I was making good money. Then they heard how I was able to speak, how I was able to connect with people. And when I say connect with people, they said I was probably the only one, and I was going up there with the random guys, just shaking their hand, patting them on the shoulder, saying, hey, how are you doing this morning? You know, all that good stuff. And nobody there was really doing that. Still is a very alpha male type of atmosphere. And so they said, hey, listen, we want you to come over, and we want you to learn how to be a technician. And really, they didn't even tell me that. Originally, they told me that, hey, we want you to sit on the sales meeting. And I said, okay, that sounds good. I thought I was going to be in the sales meeting, then I was going to go and do installs, install new equipment. I sat on the sales meeting. At the end of the sales meeting, which was about 45 minutes to an hour, they said, oh, by the way, you're going to be out doing tech today, teching. So I was going to be out with a senior technician. I said, oh, man, that's awesome. So I spent 2 days with one technician. The very first day, by the end of the day, I was pulling credit, which what that means is we furthered the process of the sale to a point where the person was willing to give us their credit information, which they got approved. And that hadn't been done from a new guy. I knew nothing about AC as far as diagnosing. And so we did with him 2 days. Then I went with the other senior technician. And on my second day there, I sold a duct cleaning, and I knew nothing about pricing. I didn't know what it needed, but I knew it was dirty, and I knew I wanted to make a sale. So I made a sale of $4,500 for a duct cleaning. I didn't know this. I just shot from the hip. Guys, a duct cleaning was $1,800, and I got him to do $4,500. So they said, okay, this guy can do a little bit of sales. So they said, okay, why don't you come in the office and you be what they call a concierge? And I'm giving you a little bit of rundown because this is a live stream, and it's what I'm doing. If you don't like it, keep that little right there or zero wherever it's at. But either way, so became a concierge. And what a concierge would do is when the technician was out in the field and he progressed and he diagnosed, got the customer interested in buying a system instead of repairing it, they would call in the office. Then I would convince them over the phone to let us, hey, maybe sell you a system. So I did that for about 2 or 3 weeks. Well, then one day I came in and they said, oh, by the way, you're the sales manager now. And I'm like, this is a whirlwind. And when I say sales manager, this company, it's not some like rinky-dink fly by your britches type of company. This is a $4 to $5 million company. It's been growing exponentially by 50% in revenue each and every single month. And if you know that, that's a big deal. And we're all doing this. Well, I'll leave that part. So now we've come full circle. Some people have been let go, and some people have been added on. So now I'm training guys, and I'm out in the field again, selling with techs, and I'm showing them how to sell, showing them how to do this stuff. So how does this have to do with success being a daily grind? Well, I'm glad that you asked. So every single day, my routine, unless it's on a rest day, consists of getting up from anywhere from 4:30 to 5:30 in the morning and working out. I work out religiously, pushing my body to the extent my elbows hurt, but I'm really just, and the reason I do that is after you work out, your body releases a feel-good hormone, basically, or chemical that makes you in a better mood for the next 12 hours. So I'm like, listen, I'm going to feel a whole lot better if I'm in a good mood. So that's what I did, or do. And then while I'm doing the cardio portion of my workout, I'm listening to guys that are in the top echelon of my field. That's why if you go and look at my shorts, I do a lot of remixes of these guys' shorts. Grant Cardone, Andy Elliott. I did one with Brad Lee today. There's even one with Warren Buffett. These are all guys that are extremely successful. Andy Elliott, which I believe is one of the top sales trainers right now in the world, and he's overtaking Grant Cardone as the number one car sales trainer. I believe Grant Cardone is number one for real estate. But he is big on routines, everyday work, and his big thing is you need to transform your body first and everything else. He calls it a paradigm shift. And if you don't know about Andy Elliott, he used to be very first day of selling cars. He made a $1,700 commission by age 20, which is 2 years later. He's making $500,000 in sales, car sales. And then he became a general manager making $2 million a year. He quit it for a whole year just making YouTube content on how to sell cars and all this stuff. Then he created his sales training business, and he took it from $0 and in 3 years went to $120 million. So he knows what he's talking about. And so every single day, whether you're in sales, whether you're creating YouTube content, whether you are training people how to sell, whether you are just helping people develop skills, or you're just motivating people, you have got to every single day get better at what you are doing in life. Every day just get a little bit better. I kind of obsess over things in incremental periods. So my game will increase. It's like a leapfrog, and that's what I'm trying to do. I get a lot of knowledge, then I don't want to say I get bored, but my ADHD, so I have to keep my mind on one track, and that is being more successful, getting better at my trade. My trade is not HVAC. My trade is not YouTube. My trade is my mouth. That is my trade. That is what my tools are, is my mouth. I pride myself on being able to, are you listening to what I'm saying? Hear what I'm saying. See, that's called a pattern interrupt. I pride myself into pulling people back in. I pride myself on basically captivating people with them. I've been a minister for 15 years. I'm 30 years old. I've been playing music since I was 10, so I have a lot of experience being in front of people. And so every day, guys, you need to basically up your game. Just up your game. It doesn't take much, but up your game every day, whether it's 5 or 10 minutes. To give you an example, shout out to vidIQ. I just signed up for vidIQ, which every single day, if you don't know about it, you need to go look at it, every single day. It's going to give me lessons on how to up my YouTube game. And that's a form of knowledge. What did Andy Elliott say? I believe he says the people who are the best at self-improvement or, self-learning are the people that will never be without a job. I pride myself on knowing how to use this more than the people around me. And if there's people around me who know how to do it more, I get antsy, I get anxious. Now, that's not pride, but I love being able to say, hey, I can be the best in the room. And so if I would say anything to you guys, I would say go and improve yourself, whether it be YouTube or reading books. I'm pretty sure most people know the saying, leaders are readers, and that is true. Because, and I think one of the reasons is that reading takes a form of discipline that many people are not willing to do. I remember the first time that I read the Bible all the way through, I was like, man, that is amazing. Because most people have it. I took pride in it. Because I'm a Christian, most people don't know what they believe in. How can you say you're a Christian, but you've never even read half the Bible in your life, man, and you're 50, but either way, that's something else. So, when I started in the HVAC field, the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, every single night I was watching videos on how to diagnose stuff, how to install it, how to solder, how the transitions, the plenums, the blower wheels, the control boards, all this different stuff. I was looking at it because that was my field. That was my expertise. And how can I talk about it if I don't know it? Now, without getting too deep, as long as you got people skills, you can pretty much sell anything. But you still should take pride in your line of work. I'm a salesman, but my line of work, which is sales, but my specific line of sales is heating, ventilation, air conditioning. So, by the way, guys, if you're gaining any type of value from what I'm saying, please like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, guys. Also, if you want to learn how to be able to speak just a little bit better, I've got a video that I also dropped on how to be a better public speaker. It talks about pattern interrupts, how to read people, and so that's a big thing. People, you got to learn how to speak to people. If you can learn how to speak to people, which ultimately comes down to caring about people, you will be able to outsell everybody. You'll be able to do better than everybody else because we got a lack of people who care, and we got a lack of people who know how to speak to people. It's really easy to speak to people once you get comfortable. But one of the ways that you get comfortable with speaking to people is by doing it. Right now, I'm looking at a screen. I'm outside a movie theater because I'm about to go watch a movie. And I'm by myself, and I'm talking to an iPhone on the top of my wife's Honda Odyssey because we've got 3 kids. So keep the hate where you want to keep it at. So, guys, you have to cultivate your gifts every single day. Some of you are wonderful. You have wonderful potential as speakers, but yet you never practice it. Guys, when I was selling cars, because I used to sell cars, I used to go to gas station. I'm like, hey, I sell cars. You need something? Guess what? I had people who used to be cashiers at gas stations walk down and buy cars from me. I cold called people. If you don't know what that is, look up what cold calling is. I called people who had paid off vehicles. I'm talking about 4-year-old paid off vehicles, and they were coming to me. And guess what? They were trading their vehicles in. And so, guys, and it happens because I love what I do. I loved what I do. And when you love what you do, you'll get better at it. And take some pride in what you do. Take pride in how you speak to people. Take pride in how you help people. And be a good person. But let me rein myself back in because God knows I could go on a rant about it. So every single day, how are some ways that you can get better at your craft every single day? So let's see if I can give you some practical ways. I would say number one is the platform we're on right now, which is the world's second largest search engine, which is YouTube. Number one is Google search engine. But for this list, number one, go on YouTube, and you can find countless hours of anything about everything. There is literally I think I read a statistic or heard one that every hour there's about, or every minute, there's about 4,000 hours of YouTube video content being uploaded. That is an astronomical amount. So somebody is uploading content that's been where you're at, so you need to go and dive. That's free. That is free training that you don't have to pay a dime for. Go and do it. Number two is find an expert in your field and pay some hard-earned cash for their training. Don't tell me that you really want to be successful. A mechanic has to buy tools. A HVAC technician has to buy their own tools. A teacher has to pay for their education, has to pay for their products they have to have for their classrooms. Ministers should be wanting to learn. So if all these professions, which are professional careers, if these people in these professions have to do these things, why should you not invest into it? Don't tell me you don't. Don't tell me you want something if you're not willing to invest money into it. And so I said the third one. Let me see here. If you want to be successful, the third thing I would say is surround yourself with people who are going where you want to go, or who have made it to where you want to go. Andy Elliott says when he was trying to rise through the ranks, which he still is, he would say, I would always find people who have gone where I want to go, which means is people who have experienced and they succeeded in the way that he wanted to succeed in. And so, guys, I appreciate you. You're awesome. You rock. If you have enjoyed anything in this 17 minutes that I have talked to you, please like my video, comment, go take a look at some of my other videos. I feel like it would help you out. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.